Hello, my friend, and welcome to another episode of Soul Alchemy with Danielle Lynn. I'm Danielle Lynn, and in today's episode, I'm going to share with you a few perspectives that are going to help you step into more empowerment and more ease in your life. Now, I know it's a pretty bold claim, but these are experiments that I've been playing with for a while, and I want to share with you how they've been going so far, so you might give yourself a chance to play with them. One of the things I'm going to talk about is the illusion of security. Many of us strive to experience security in our lives. What we don't realize is as long as we're focused on security, we are focused on the things we think we need to keep ourselves stable. Security is often built out of giving your mind a framework for it to feel stable through the internal and external. Now, security can be fine, but security can also be limiting. The opposite of security isn't necessarily insecurity. The opposite of security is freedom. Now, you could say with freedom comes a level of insecurity. When you're free, there is no bounds. There is nothing around you. So inherently with freedom, you step into the unknown a bit. And that can be terrifying. When you are in the unknown, the mind often doesn't know how to handle it. And as long as your mind is programmed to look for stability in knowing things or knowing things outside of yourself, you'll often find yourself limited to what you can only perceive right in front of you. Now, here's the cool thing. When you're willing to step into the unknown, when you're willing to let go a bit and go beyond what your mind knows, you open yourself up to a realm of possibilities that you couldn't even plan or coordinate for yourself. You open yourself up to inspirations that you would have never considered had you spent hundreds of hours with your mind trying to think and think and think and think. The funny thing is that true freedom is effortless. It's building security that takes a lot of work because we have to plan it out, we have to create the structure, we have to put the foundations and put all those things in place. The other paradox of freedom is that when we truly embrace freedom, it almost transforms the idea of security. In embracing freedom, you experience a sort of security that you could never try and build for yourself because you're embracing all that happens within your life. You're living in a state of trust. Now, I understand how intense that can be, especially when we have families or obligations or things that we really, really want or think we want. Embracing that unknown can be the death of careers, of relationships, of situations. Embracing change can open you up to all kinds of unknown. But the one thing that I've learned in all my studies and everything I've experimented is the more flexible you are inside and out, the more you open yourself up to opportunities for joy, for fun, for all the things that we want. The challenge is when we grasp so tightly in our minds to the way we think things need to be. And then when things don't turn out that way, well, we try and control it. We try and control life. We try and, figure it out and we worry and we stress. What if it doesn't turn out this way? What if it doesn't this? Oh, where's this going to come from? And when we're focusing our energy in that way, we're often, it's almost like we have blinders on, and we're often not aware of the opportunities and possibilities that are emerging that may not be opportunities or possibilities that we considered but nonetheless would bring us to these joyful pathways in our lives, these joyful transitions or transmutations. But again, we have to be willing to embrace a bit of the unknown and a bit of discomfort. As long as we are attached to something, whether it's a person or a situation or a thing, on some level we become a slave to that thing. That isn't a judgment, it's not a judgment about that experience of attachment. I myself have been attached to many things through my life, and I may find that I do here and there as well. But the more conscious I am, the more conscious we are of our attachments, the more we can be kind and gentle to ourselves when we experience the inevitable friction that comes when things change and threaten the stability of our attachments. If we can observe those moments of change with compassion for ourselves, with tenderness for ourselves, we invite opportunities of our greatest growth and transformation. Notice that I'm not saying, we have to figure out what to do, or we have to do this or that. If you can remind yourself, if you can choose, if you can train yourself to be compassionate to yourself at these moments of fear or uncertainty or change or discomfort, you may be surprised at how your inner self emerges and steps in and offers new ways to experience that moment that was once so frightening before. But you see, so many of us stop at the layer of our thoughts. I would equate this to the experience of, let's say you had climbed up on a diving board and you're standing at the edge and you're feeling really scared, and your mind is thinking, okay, well, if I jump off this way, maybe it won't hurt, or maybe I can climb back down, or maybe I can do this, or maybe I can do that. And yet, as long as all you're doing is thinking, you're not actually doing it. So you remain in a place of fear, you remain in a place of, almost a knowing, but without taking the leap. So to surrender to that moment would be to either leap off or climb back down. But either way, you make a choice. The mind cannot live your life for you. It can only give you permutations. It can only give you permutations. This has been a very interesting exploration, and I feel like right here is the perfect moment for us to pause and contemplate on this perspective. If you have any questions, let me know. I always enjoy these contemplations with you, and if you would like to observe any more resources, you can head to daniellelynn.com. I'm Danielle Lynn, and it has been a joy and an honor to connect.